You can speak to the dead. As the world's greatest detective, you constantly have to make up increasingly elaborate excuses as to why you were able to figure out the culprit so quickly. I'm sorry, but how in the world did you reach that conclusion? I know it sounds far-fetched, Captain, but it's the only story that makes everything make sense. We know it isn't likely to have been an attempt to take her own life because there was no note, and she didn't exhibit any signs of depression in the weeks leading up to her death. James had always known that his ability to speak to the dead would make him a great detective someday. What he hadn't known was how hard it would be to prove who the guilty party was without telling people he was speaking to the victim. He had been a detective for close to a year now and most of his cases hadn't been too difficult. It was like solving a math problem, but someone gave him the answer and he just needed to write down the steps. This case, however, was proving to be a real challenge. The investigation was going in the complete wrong direction and, if he didn't act soon, an innocent man might end up in jail. Trying to make up a plausible explanation to give to his captain was even harder with the flustered ghost of their victim pacing around the room and muttering under her breath. So if it isn't self-murder then homicide becomes the next guess of course, but, detective, the captain interrupted.